So you have to isolate around the problem you identify. So if you say, our issue is we're targeting the wrong group of people, and the leading indicator will be, and I usually establish leading and lagging indicators. So the leading indicator will be we're actually reaching, there's creating more awareness, more interest in our product or service with this new target. That's your leading indicator, and you can measure that through a million different tools that give you a sense of whether or not you're reaching and influencing the decisions of that target. And then your lagging indicator is your net traffic actually going up? Because ultimately you don't want to, forsake the old group. The old group you want to keep, so you use CRM systems and relationship building with the previous target to keep that traffic while adding this incremental traffic. So you start your first, 6 months or so of actually putting the thing in the world. You see those leading indicators, and then the lagging indicators start to trickle the right direction. And once you actually get to the point where you've clearly measured there's an impact of the leading indicator and the lagging, then you bet harder and harder and harder. You double down, you throw gas on the fire to make sure that the techniques you're using are working. So so I think fundamentally it's about focus. It's about deciding on the problem you're going to solve. I don't like it when you have a dashboard with 50 metrics on it in marketing. I don't think it makes any sense. I think you need 3 or 4 metrics because you're focusing in on the problems. And that doesn't mean you ignore, things like CPA if that's not part of the equation of what you're trying to do. Those are context for the bigger KPIs. But ultimately, if you say this is the problem, you identify 2 or 3 ways to measure that problem, and then you every single week check in on where you're at and have some patience to know that some of the tactics you want to implement aren't going to show up in the numbers immediately. So having those leading indicators that give you early reads on whether or not you're making progress, I think are critical.